What's up, folks? Welcome back to Callahan's Garage. My name's Callahan, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to change it up a little bit. We are actually in the garage instead of out back in the shop today. And we are going to do some lighting upgrade in the garage. So, if you've watched the other videos you've seen in the shop, we've got new, nice, awesome LED lights in there. The lighting in here in the garage is abysmal. We've got two little single bulb lights in here for the entire space. So I've got another box of those tube LED lights, and we're going to put a couple of them up in here, so stick around.
Hey, I'm Callahan. Welcome to Callahan's Garage.
So we're here in the garage today, and as you can see, we only have one tiny little light up here. And then we've got one tiny little light on this side. So we're gonna get some new lights up in here so we can really get this place lit up. And then at nighttime, it's the middle of the day right now. We've got some natural light coming in, but at night, it is painfully dark in here. And you can't get anything done in here. It's hard to navigate around the cars at night. So, and get some new lights up. First thing we need to do though, is get some of these cars out of the way so we can actually work in here. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're going to be putting up here today. So we've got 10 of these 8-foot LED tube lights. These are from Amazon. Like, for the price point, you can't hardly beat them. These are the exact same lights that I put up in the shop. So if you've seen any of the shop videos, you can see how awesome the lighting in there is. So these are for, I think these are like right at 200 bucks, and you get a 10 pack of an 8-foot light. Like, that's a massive amount of light for that price point. And they come with all of the little mounting hardware to hang them up. They come with a plug-in cord, or they come with a cord you can hardwire them straight in. And then they also come with these little piggyback cords, and you can link, like, I think up to 4 of them together. So, huge versatile options to installing these things. I think we're gonna use these here in the garage. In the shop, I hardwired everything up. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to lay out the lights in here just yet, so I think I'm going to use these plugs so that I can maybe move them around later if I want to. So the first thing we need to do, I'm going to take down the existing lights that are in here, and I'm just going to install an outlet in the ceiling instead of those lights so that I can use these to just plug them up. So let's get into that. So full disclaimer, I'm not an electrician, so don't take my word for any of this, but this stuff's pretty straightforward. Match up the wires, make sure the power's off. I just went and killed a breaker for this stuff. So, don't shock yourself, especially if you're standing on top of a 10-foot ladder. Okay, so I've got the light taken down, and you can see up here in the ceiling, we've got our standard ceiling light receptacle. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out. Not sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but we're gonna get this receptacle out, and then I'm gonna replace it with a regular old outlet box. So this is just a 2-gang outlet receptacle. I'm gonna put my outlets in here. That's gonna give me 4 outlets, so I can theoretically plug 4 lights in up here. And because I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna lay them out yet, it's just gonna give me a little more flexibility with my install, and if I choose to move them around down the road. So we'll get this out, get this thing in there, and start putting our lights up. Okay, so I got my receptacle out. Pretty straightforward, just was able to just pry it right out of there. So my new receptacle, you can see, is square. So I got to trim my drywall a little bit. And you can see I mangled up the drywall a little bit, taking that receptacle out, but it's no big deal. This is gonna cover most of it up, and then my switch plate will cover most of that. So we're gonna trim this out, then we can just stick this receptacle up in there. So I got the kind that has these little tabs on it, so you just stick it up in the hole, and then when you tighten these screws, it flips those tabs out and pulls it against the drywall and holds itself up in there. So these are super handy for doing stuff like this when your drywall's already done and you don't really have any access to get behind it. So get these up in there, pull our wires through, and we can start wiring up our new outlets. Okay, so I got both of my outlets installed up here. They're all wired in. I'm gonna go turn on the breaker, test these outlets, make sure everything works correctly, and then we'll get the cover on here and we'll start putting the lights up. All right, well, our power's back on. Nothing's smoking yet, so pretty safe bet. But just in case, I got my little outlet tester here. We can just pop this thing up in here. Lights up, everything's correct. Good to go on all of these. Awesome, so we're good to go. So I'm gonna pop this cover on here real quick. Then we can start sticking some lights up here. And that covers up most of our drywall damage. I'm gonna call that a win. Of course, I got the broken flat blade screwdriver. Just go find another screwdriver. Okay, so we got our outlet cover on here now, and I've just grabbed one of our plugs. So this end just plugs on to the end of our light. And then our other end's gonna plug into the ceiling. And man, talk about some light. So I'm gonna figure out where exactly I wanna put some of these initially, and we'll start getting some of these stuck to the ceiling. Okay, so we're ready to put our first light up. I've got my mounting tabs secured to the ceiling. So all they use is just this little clip like this. And you know, you can use a regular screw. I just use some drywall anchors and some little screws, hold these things up to the ceiling. And then really the trickiest part of this is just getting the actual light up into those clips. You have to kind of rock them into it. But if we can just get them up in our clips, and then it kind of just pops up into that clip. And there we go. Our light is up. So we're gonna get this thing plugged in. We got 7 more of these to hang up here. So I'm gonna get into that and we'll see how this looks. Okay, so we got that first light up and installed. Let's see how it looks. Holy cow, and that is just one light. We're gonna put up eight of these lights in here total. So just that one light makes a massive difference in here. So that's what we had before, and that's just one light. Alright folks, well I just finished putting up the last of the lights in the garage. Got a couple of days delay on getting this job finished up, but we are finished now. And you can see the sun is just starting to go down outside. It's nice and dark outside and it is still super bright in here. So we got all 8 of these LED lights put up in the garage, and it is a whole nother planet in here. We got plenty of light in every single corner of the garage. So we'll be able to utilize this space really nicely now and see what we're doing the whole time. So look at that, you can see it's just starting to get dark outside and we have got a ton of light flooding out from the garage. So these lights are really putting it out for us. Awesome setup. And remember, this was all like right about 200 bucks for every single light that we put up in here. And we still got 2 extras. The kit was 9 lights total. We only put up 8 in here in the garage. So the other 2 I'm gonna put up in the shop over in the corners and stuff. But you can see the massive difference in here, and I'll post up the before and after picture so you can see. But really well worth it. Best money you can spend in your shop or garage space is lighting. Absolutely worth it. All right, well that's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoy seeing the garage and shop upgrade type stuff, let me know in the comments, and we're going to do some more. We got a bunch of upgrades we're still going to do in the shop, so I'll keep that stuff coming. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.